Alright guys, back by popular demand. I am here to do a small tutorial on assignment 4. We'll try to do this all in um, one video, but I'll probably cut in between, probably do a bit of edits, so if it does cut out in between, I just know that I'm editing some parts out. But yeah, I'm not so sure how long this is going to take me. I do actually have it all finished on this end. And pretty much what it's going to be 10 sheets, plus obviously the sheet that you got for the template, which you could obviously download online. But yeah, it's going to be 10 sheets. Just going to run through them real quick here. And so yeah, I mean, if you guys do follow all of this and you see me make a mistake in between, do make sure to correct me, of course. Just write me a comment, send it out in the group chat. I know if you guys do follow this step by step, I know some of you guys have varying degrees because I feel like the TAs they grade it differently. For example, I got maybe like a 44 out of 45, but some people got 45 out of 45 on the assignment too, and also different assignments. They're just graded differently. So pretty much, I guess all the basics, all the fundamentals, I get them right at least. So you guys could at least branch off into that. And of course, I do make mine to look a bit neater as well. I like to just have it like that. Obviously, I change the names up. But you guys can feel free to just leave it like scratch. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first assignment that we got to do here is show the sum of cells for customer segment equals corporate and region equals West. So I'm gonna go ahead and just navigate over to A1, hit insert, hit tables, hit pivot table, just hit OK. And now we're over here to our pivot table screen. What you want to grab is go ahead and hover over to customer segment and drag that into rows. And then you're going to get region and put that into columns. And now for these first couple ones, we're going to do cells, and the cells is going to go into values. It's automatically going to go into as sum of cells. If for whatever reason it doesn't come into sum of cells and it goes like average or whatnot, just hit field settings and do make sure that sum is selected. For another one of these, we're going to have to hit average, but for now, keep it as sum. Hit OK. Alright, so now what we want to do is this obviously shows you all the regions and also all the customer segments, but we only want to do that for 2 of them, so we only want to keep it for corporate, and then we also want to keep it for the region as West. So right here under row labels, just hit the little drop down. You can hit select all right here, which deselects all of them, and then we're just going to select corporate. And then on this one, on PC, I feel like it says OK, but I guess on Mac, you just hit exit. And there you go. Zoom in a little there for you. And then just hit right here for the drop down, hit again, select all. We're going to hover down to West, hit West. OK. And then that's going to be our totals for the first one. And that's pretty much it. It's going to give you pretty much redundant data here because it's going to say grand total and then grand total there. So then it pretty much has the same number 4 times. But you could just erase that. Just hover over to right here to where it says grand total. Right click. Just say remove grand total. You can do the same here. Right click, remove grand total. And now for this one, you could also go ahead and make sure that it is changed as a dollar symbol. Hit right there. It should be 1 million. Let me go ahead and just reference that to my completed work. Make sure that is right. And yeah, that's how it is right there. Other quick note, guys. You could change the names of these as well. So row label and column labels, if you want to go ahead and change them, you could change them. You could change them to anything you want. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to leave them blank. Or as it is already. But for example, you could change this to customer segment, and if you need more space, just drag that out like that, and there you go. its name. You want to have this highlighted as well. So way to do that is back in home under, I believe in font, yeah, right here. This is gonna highlight it for you. You want to click this and you want to hover over to this one, which says orange accent 2 lighter 60%. She wants you to use this one for whatever reason, and there you go, it's highlighted. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the first one. And yeah, now we can just move on to the second one. Right here, that's my completed work. So go back to sheet 1, go back to row ID, hit insert again, go over to pivot table, hit OK, and there we go. So now the second one is show the sum of cells for region equals prairie and province equals, I was saying Sacagawea, but that's not how it is. Separately for each month from January 2019 to May 2019, we got to use order date. All right, so now for this one, let me just go ahead and quickly reference what I said right here for it. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab sales, put that into the value. It's going to be the sum of sales. Region, right here. Province, you put that under columns. And then they want you to use order date. And so once you get order date, once that populates, it's going to come out with like several different filters, I guess you would say, for order date. So it says years and quarters. You could remove quarters. We're not going to use that. So just right click and hit remove field. This right here you could already filter out. So just hit select all and just for prairie. And then for the column labels, you want to do the same thing, except for this particular province. And now to filter through the years, I'm not so sure how to do it just like this. I had to bring this one up over here and switched it over with province. So then right there, I would just say hit that again and then put 2019 because that's the only one we're going to use. And so that's how it should be. However, it's giving us values for the whole year, and we only do want 5 months. Okay, so you want to make sure it's going to be in this order, province, years, order date, at least that's the way that it's going to look the nicest. You want to click over here where it says column labels, and this drop down where it says select field, select order date. And now we got all the months here selected. You only want 5 months, so instead of hit select all, you just want January, February, March, April, and May. Hit exit. These should only be for 2019. You go ahead right here and get rid of the totals. I don't think you need the totals. Just hit subtotal year so it doesn't show. Do make sure that you're not hitting remove province, because then that just removes the actual data and it's going to screw with your numbers right here. Make sure that you're hitting subtotal. But for grand total, you could hit remove grand total. And then right here, you want to make sure that these are dollar signs. Going to remove this one as well. And for this, I'm just going to go ahead and hit Control Shift and then my right arrow keys selects all of them. And then under number, I'm going to do the dollar sign. Make them all dollars. Again, select them all. And then under the font right here, just shade it that light orange. And I believe it should be it. Let me just go ahead and reference it. 37,800, 16,600. Want to make sure my numbers are the same. and they are. All right, so that should be the second one. Again, if you guys choose to, you could rename these to whatever you want. You could also rename the actual sheets down here by double clicking on it and just calling it whatever. I'm just gonna keep it at sheet 3 for now, but you guys could rename it. I suggest you do. It just makes it look nicer. Alright guys, so now we're going to move on to the third one. Third one deals with the top 10 arrangements for the highest sum of sales during 2018. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hover back over to A1 on our first sheet, and then hit Insert Tables, Pivot Table. Go ahead and hit OK. And now right here for cells, you're just going to grab that, hover that over to values. There you go. And then over for customer, we're going to find customer name. So we're going to arrange the top 10 customers. It's going to give us all the values for all the customers. We're just going to narrow that down to the top 10. And then under columns, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab order date, or rather ship date. Make sure you use ship date. Okay, there you go. In the meantime, let me check my other work. So quarters, you could honestly take that off. Just hit remove field. This is only going to deal with 2018, I believe. So under column labels right here, you just want to grab 2018. Grand total, you can knock it off. It doesn't need to be there. And okay, so now under customer name. Okay, so now we're going to do the top 10 customers. Just hit any random customer here. Just hit the first one. Go right over here, right click, and then you are going to go over to sort. Actually, no, filter, and do top 10. And then just hit OK, because that's what we're going to filter it as. And then there you have it. It's not in order yet, so let's go ahead and put that in order. Hit sort, more sort options. Just hit ascending, that's perfectly fine. We can do descending. And then there you go, now it's in order. I'm going to just get rid of the grand total. And then again, I'm going to just highlight all these cells right here. Alright, so now that is the top 10. You can name that whatever you want. And now that's pretty much our third objective that we need to do for it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move on to the fourth one now. This fourth one is show all orders use order ID where sales is greater than 600 and the product category is furniture. So you're going to go ahead back to your template. A1, insert tables, and then the pivot table. Go ahead, hit OK. And then we're going to go ahead and grab cells. Put that over here. Order ID could go under rows, and then it would be product category. Yeah. It's going to go under columns. This one you only want to select it for furniture, and then the table. No, that you could just leave it as is. This I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. Remove the grand total. You could remove this grand total as well. And now you only want the ones that are greater than 600. So for you to be able to do that, just hover over here. And then I believe it's under by value. You want greater than 600. Hit OK. And I believe that did give us the right answer. Let me just go ahead and confirm that. Yeah. Yeah, so this should be good. Again, you want to make this into the money sign. And then you also want to highlight all this. And yeah, we should be good with that one now. Again, if you guys see me make any mistakes, do make sure to clarify over with me. If there's any mistake whatsoever that I spot beforehand, I'll make sure to write it into the description. But we should be good with this one. This seems pretty much all right. Again, you could name it however you like. It doesn't really matter. You could also name it down here. But yeah, let's move on to the fifth one. So the fifth one is from the region with the highest sum of sales. Show the 3 product subcategories with the highest sum of sales. All right, so we're going to go ahead and insert a new table. Hit OK. Just going to grab sales. And then let me go ahead and reference what I did previously. Sales, region, and product subcategories. So we're going to grab region and product subcategory. So now you want a top 10 in sales for each region. Yeah, from the region with the highest sum of sales. Okay, so we want the region with the highest sum of sales. If I go ahead and just eyeball it, I can see which one yielded me the highest sales. And it should be West right here with 3.5 million. Let me just go ahead and confirm that that's the one I did for this one, and then it is. So we're just going to highlight West for these. So under this, hit that, and hit West. The grand total I could get rid of. And now you want the top 3. You want the top 3 out of these. I just eyeballed it as well. I believe that's what we just did. Let me just go ahead and double check and make sure. Yeah, because what I did got is just the top 3 of these, which were telephone and communications, chairs and chair mats, and then office machines. So you can go ahead here and just select them. If there's any other way that you guys know how to do it, where you guys can manually do a top 10, or I mean like a top 3, I guess you could be able to do that. I mean, I could just try it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it automatically got it. So yeah, just one more time for you guys if you want to do that. The way I did it, I just eyeballed it, but I guess you could just go here and then just hit filter and hit top 10. Just narrow that down to 3, and then just hit OK. You could also sort that as well, I guess. That didn't do it the way I wanted it to. Yeah, you could sort it as well, and that's pretty much how it is. Because when I originally did it, I just eyeballed it and saw which ones were the highest. But you could just go ahead and hit right click here, hit filter, and again hit top 10. Instead of a top 10, you do a top 3, and then just hit OK, and then it should just give you the way it is. And then if you want to sort it, just make sure you're clicking on the one with the numbers, and then sort it with more sort options, and then you could do it ascending or descending. It doesn't really specify how it wants it here, but that's pretty much the way that I got it. Grand total, I could remove that. Doesn't specify and say that it wants it. And then these, just go ahead and highlight that. All right, so that we're done with the 5th one. So now we're going to go on to the 6th one. Go back to your first sheets, hit insert, tables, pivot table, hit OK. So now we're going to grab cells right here. Instead of sum of cells, you want to grab average. So hit field settings, go to average, and there you go. And then we grab region under rows, and then order priority under columns. All right. So now this one, we got to do each combination of region and order priority. I actually believe I got this. This is pretty much it. Yeah, because we got each region right here, and then we got each order priority. I think that's pretty much just it. That's the answer. And yeah, that is the answer I got right here. I even left the grand total right there. I mean, I don't really think that's necessary, but you could just leave the grand total right there. All right. Obviously, you want to highlight these. You could probably even highlight the region itself. I don't know. I don't think that makes a big deal. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's move on to the 7th one now. Been recording for almost an hour here. Wonder how long the final video will take after I edit it. But the 7th one is show the average sales value for each combination of ship mode and customer segment. Hit OK. Sales. Instead of sum of cells, you want to do field settings, go back into average, hit OK. Ship mode and customer segment. So yeah, for the rows I put ship mode, and then customer segment I put it under the columns. All right. And now I just believe that's it. I mean, that should be it. That's pretty much all it's asking you to do. Show the average sales value for each combination of ship mode and customer segment. You see the averages here for each one of them. Pretty sure that's pretty much all it's asking you to do. If you guys think of any other way to do it, let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So this one, you literally just had to rearrange them in here. Again, if you guys see any other different way to do it, do let me know. But this is how I did it. All right, so moving on to the eighth one. For each province, show the sum of sales separately for each month from January 2020 to June 2020. Use the order date. All right, so this one shouldn't be too hard either. I'm gonna go back to my first sheet. Hit Insert, Tables, Pivot Table, hit OK. And then just I'm gonna grab Cells. Field Settings, Average. Actually, no, I do apologize. It's gonna be the sum. And then I just believe I put province and then order date under columns. All right. Now we got to go ahead and just filter it so it only includes um, January 2020 to June 2020. Go here to column labels and just select 2020. Quarters you could get rid of. We don't use that. And then right here under order date, I just went under select the field. Instead of years, I put order date. Just grab the first six: January, February, March, April, May, and then June. Grand total, we don't need it. And that should be it. After I just expand it out like that, just hit that right there. And that should be it. Yeah, that's how you would do the what are we on? The eighth one. That's pretty much it. Some of these values they give you blanks. I think that that's because they didn't record any cells for those particular months. So that's very odd when I first saw it, but I think that is the case. Um, that would be in place of 0 pretty much. But yeah, just make sure you highlight what is needed. I'm not so sure if you need to highlight these again, like I said, but I guess you could. It really wouldn't make much of a difference. But that is what it is. Let's go back to sheet 1. Let's move on to the ninth one. Almost done here. So for the entire year of 2019, show each region's sum of sales as a percentage of the sum of all sales during the year. This one was the one, was probably the most trickiest one that I did have, but we were able to solve it pretty quickly. So I'm gonna grab cells. Put that in there. And then just do region under rows, and then ship date under columns. So now you only want to get 2019. You can remove the quarters. You don't want to get 2019, so go ahead right here and just select 2019. You can remove grand total. We don't need that. And now you want to show these as a percentage. So ultimately, this is going to be like, 50%, 30%, or let me just show you. Like it is right here, 10%, 6%, and all these percentages to add up to 100% right here. The way that you would do that is you would have to show values as, but these are blanked out right here. So the way I believe that you would be able to do that, so let me just go ahead and see. All right, perfect. Yeah, so the way you guys would be able to do that is just under here, sum of cells, right click, go to field settings, and then under show data as, hit under this drop down, hit percent of grand total, and then hit OK, and then there you go. That's the answer. And then moving on to the last one. Show the 10 largest order quantities where product container equals wrap bag and order priority equals critical. So then just go back here, A1, insert, tables, pivot table, hit OK. And yeah, obviously grab sum of cells under the value. Rows would be order quantity. And then these two would be two different ones, product container and order priority. All right, so now under here, you just want to grab, instead of all of them, you just want wrap bag. And then under order priority, you want it to be critical. So in this drop down, instead of product container, hit order priority, and then just do critical. Hit OK. You could remove these totals. Hit subtotal product container, don't hit remove product container. So if you hit remove product container, I believe it's just going to get rid of that right there. And yeah, it actually does. So don't do that. Hit subtotal product container. But this one you could put remove grand total. And now right here we're just going to make a top 10 of order quantities. So filter top 10. Hit OK, and then there you go. This you could get rid of as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you highlight that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and double check, and it is right, or at least it's the same as I have it here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I know I went through this pretty fast, and I'm sorry if you guys got lost somewhere here too. Maybe you could slow down, or if you guys got any other questions, do let me know. Again, if you have any suggestions, see anything that I did wrong, let me know again. But otherwise, yeah, been recording this for about an hour, and yeah, now I just gotta edit it and then I'll put it out there for you guys. All right, thanks.